Dear soul, today, the angels are whispering about a secret that has been kept in the deepest silence, but which in every detail, in every absence of words, reveals an intense strength. There is someone who, behind a mask of tranquility, is truly shaken by how they feel about you. This person, with whom you've shared laughs, conversations, and glances, is now torn between the desire to get closer and the fear of letting their feelings show. This dilemma between the intensity of their feelings and the silence they insist on maintaining is actually a battle they are fighting with themselves. The angels are here to illuminate this path, helping you to understand what lies behind this mystery. However much this person may appear indifferent, the angels reveal to me that their silence is a fragile veil that covers up intense and complex feelings. She thinks about you much more than she'd like to admit, and these thoughts keep her awake in the middle of the night, wondering why she can't just let you go. She tries with all her might to maintain a cool demeanor, but deep down she feels uneasy, and sometimes even annoyed by the power you exert over her heart. This is a person who, in order to protect herself from her own emotions, has chosen silence, distance, but deep down, what she wants is the courage to say everything she keeps secret. Before we continue, write in the comments, "I take ownership." Now, on with the message. There is a story behind this behavior, something the angels want you to understand with care. This person, on their journey, has already been deeply hurt. They may have tried to open up before, but found doors closed, which led them to build walls around themselves. They prefer the safety of silence to the risk of showing vulnerability. This person believes that if you knew the truth, how much they thought about you, how much your absence hurt them, they would lose control of their own emotions and possibly become vulnerable. This is the fear that paralyzes her, keeps her at a distance, and makes her hesitate at every step. But the universe is wise, and, in its infinite compassion, has delicate ways of showing her what really matters. With each passing day, longing turns into pain, and she begins to question whether it's really worth continuing to feign indifference. The truth is that by choosing silence, this person is distancing themselves not only from you, but also from themselves, from their own truth. Every moment they keep their distance, they feel the weight of what they could be living next to you more acutely. This is a painful dilemma, but perhaps it will help you to see how important you are. At that moment, what this person feels is something that goes beyond simple attraction or admiration. It's an inexplicable connection, a silent call that makes them feel alive, even in the midst of trying to stay away. She finds herself facing a crossroads, the possibility of opening her heart, taking the risk and allowing herself to experience something intense, or continuing to walk a safe but empty path. And as the angels accompany her on this journey, they hope that she will find the strength to connect with the truth she has been avoiding. And you, dear soul, while observing this situation from the outside, may be wondering why this person remains silent, why they don't act, why they don't break through that shield. The angels invite you to reflect on the power of love, which, even when repressed, finds ways of expressing itself, sometimes in glances, sometimes in unspoken gestures. They remind you that understanding and patience can transform this situation. Stand firm in your own light, honor your worth, and know that the universe is working alongside you to reveal the truth. Today, the angels come with more revelations about this person who secretly and silently harbors deep feelings for you. This silence she has chosen to maintain is actually an attempt to protect herself, a barrier against what she can't control. But what she doesn't know is that, instead of strengthening this defense, silence is taking a heavy toll. It intensifies what she feels and, paradoxically, exposes her emotions in a way that she herself may not realize. With each passing day, the absence of words becomes a mute cry, a hidden declaration of the love she can't express. The angels show me that she is gradually realizing the depth of this internal conflict, and this is only the beginning of an inevitable transformation. As this person watches you from afar, they feel a mixture of admiration and fear. They see you living your life with courage, following your path with integrity and strength, and this frightens them. Yes, the glow you emanate is a constant reminder of how much she still has to overcome to live up to the connection you share. And this distance is not just physical, but emotional. It's as if she's struggling not to be captured by the intensity of what she feels for you. The truth is, however, that she is already immersed in this feeling, and the more she tries to resist, the more she finds herself enveloped by your presence. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, 1111, to cry out. This will strengthen your energy and make room for more revelations. The angels tell me that, in the silence, this person has been mentally going over all the moments you've shared, the glances, the conversations, and even those moments of pure connection when, without the need for words, you understood each other. There is a longing that she tries to ignore, but which only intensifies. It's as if with every memory, she remembers how alive she felt by your side, how much your presence brought her peace. This whirlwind of emotions is something she can no longer contain. It's far beyond anything she could have planned or foreseen. As she tries to rationalize it all, she begins to realize that her silence is not protection, but a prison. The angels show that this person feels caught between the desire to open up and the fear of exposing herself. At one time, she believed that silence would save her from disappointment and insecurity, but now they are beginning to understand that this silence is undermining their peace. Every time she tries to move on, something reminds her of you, and her heart seems to shout what her mind tries to silence. Dear soul, this person doesn't just think about you, they miss you in a way that surprises them. The angels show me that there are nights when they can't sleep, disturbed by the memory of what they've already experienced, or what they could have experienced. She feels like someone watching from afar for an opportunity she never had the courage to embrace. And now, the weight of that silence, of that choice not to act, is becoming unbearable. She watches you, hoping that maybe you'll give some sign, that you'll somehow show that you're still there, that you still care. However, at the same time, she feels incapable of asking for it. For her, pride, protection, and the fear of rejection are mixed together, creating a block that prevents her from taking the step she really wants to take. It's a cruel paradox. At the same time as she wants to get closer, she fears the pain that this closeness could bring. This is the burden she carries, and it gets heavier every day. The angels reveal that she has already tried to forget you, has tried to occupy her mind with other distractions, but something inside her always brings her back to the same place, you. She's realized that she can't escape this feeling, because it's deep, true, and rooted in something that goes beyond comprehension. It's not a simple attraction or a passing fancy, but a spiritual connection that touches the deepest parts of her soul. To you, this silence may seem like a sign of disinterest or even coldness, but the angels want you to know that deep down, this person is scared. They have never met someone like you, someone who has touched them so intensely. For them, this love is frightening, because it represents something they can't control. The angels show me that, for this person, silence is a way of protecting themselves from the unknown, and nothing is more unknown to them than the intensity of the love they feel for you. Dear soul, while you wait, the angels invite you to reflect on the power of patience and understanding. They remind you that by respecting this person's time and process, you will be cultivating a solid foundation for a true and lasting connection. The angels are by your side, guiding your every step and giving you the strength to deal with the situation, even if this person's silence brings you pain and uncertainty. They ask you to trust in divine timing, because what is true always finds a way to manifest itself. This silence is an opportunity for growth, both for you and for this person. The angels tell me that her silence is awakening in you a strength you may not have known you had, a capacity to love without expecting anything in return, to stand firm in your light, regardless of the other person's actions or inactions. This is a lesson in patience, but also in faith and love that transcends words. There is a latent pain, an anguish that grows in silence. She is increasingly aware of the chasm she has created between you, but still remains caught in her own emotional trap. It's as if her mind is trying to protect her heart from the impact of the truth. She feels hopelessly drawn to you. This paradox between the desire to open up and the fear of facing the consequences prevents her from taking action. The angels show me that she is being confronted by something greater, a force that pushes her to face the feelings she has always avoided. It turns out that, for her, silence is a way of controlling what she feels. She believes that if she remains silent, she can avoid suffering, the pain of vulnerability, the risk of the unknown. But the angels reveal that this silence is no longer a safe choice. It has become a source of suffering, a constant reminder of everything that could have been and wasn't. She finds herself a prisoner of this behavior. Watching you from afar, but unable to do anything to change the situation. That's the great paradox. The person who tries to protect themselves from love is the one who feels it the most. Before continuing the message, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us to continue creating meaningful content for you. Continuing the message. Dear soul, this person who seems so distant may have been guided by past experiences that taught them to retreat rather than open up. They may have experienced disappointments that marked them deeply, and now they project these insecurities onto you, fearing that love will bring pain and frustration again. But the angels tell you that by remaining in this state of silence, she is repeating the cycle of suffering she so desperately wants to avoid. She believes that if she remains silent, she will be able to avoid the risk of pain. But the angels reveal that this prevents her from experiencing something new and true. They show me that, deep down, she already feels that, by avoiding you, she is missing out on an opportunity to experience something unique. Every time she chooses to keep her distance, a part of her suffers, recognizing that this choice is only bringing her more loneliness. She tries in vain to stifle these feelings, but the truth is that you represent something irreplaceable in her life. Little by little, she begins to realize that silence is an illusion, that the control she thinks she has over her emotions is nothing more than a barrier that distances her not only from you, but from herself. Dear soul, this person, who is so afraid of vulnerability, is learning the hard way that true love requires courage. She has already realized that walking away was a mistake, and now the angels are working to make her face the truth, that nothing will be resolved until she takes the first step, until she opens herself up to love. However, dear, the angels are asking you to understand that this process of awakening is delicate and personal. For her, this confrontation is not something simple. Imagine for a moment the weight she carries, a heart that beats for you, but a mind that convinces her to run away. The angels show me that she thinks about you constantly, and yet hesitates, paralyzed between desire and fear. The dilemma between wanting to get closer and fearing what might happen if she does is a constant struggle for her. This person, dear Alma, is in a phase of learning and reflection. The angels tell me that she is reviewing every choice, every moment, every unspoken word. This introspection is opening a portal of self-understanding, and little by little, she is beginning to realize that perhaps the answer lies in taking a risk, in speaking up, in opening her heart. But the fear of rejection, the fear that you may no longer be willing to accept her, prevents her from moving. She fears that by revealing her feelings, you have already moved on, that you have found peace in another direction. Dear soul, it's important for you to know that her silence is not contempt, but a reflection of how much she still doesn't feel ready for the intensity of this connection. The angels are asking you to continue on your path, to take care of her heart while she fights this internal battle. They want you to know that your light, your presence, and your love are a beacon that guides her, even from a distance. Sometimes, dear soul, love is a learning ground. This silence is a test of patience and trust for you, but also an opportunity for healing for her. The angels encourage you to keep the faith and allow divine time to reveal the answers. In silence, she reflects, and each day is another step towards the truth. This phase of introspection is necessary, and what seems distant now may be transforming so that, when the time is right, it blossoms into sincere and true love. The angels ask you not to see her silence as a definitive sentence, but as a stage in your own journey. Continue in her light, in her purpose, knowing that your presence is what inspires her, even if she doesn't show it clearly. The angels are preparing hearts, taking care of every detail so that, when the time is right, this person can finally come forward and say everything they've always held back. Dear soul, while this transformation is taking place, allow yourself to grow too. Know that you are attracting what you truly deserve. The angels are by your side, ready to guide your every step and bring you peace, regardless of your choices. Trust that what is true always finds its way back to you, and that the universe, in its wisdom, is already working to ensure that you receive what you truly deserve. There is much that this person does not express, and what the angels reveal is that their silence is not empty. It's a silence filled with thoughts and feelings that grow and take shape every day. She mentally revisits every moment shared with you, and this brings up a longing she never imagined she would feel. This longing is actually a confirmation that, no matter how hard she tries to ignore it, there is something about you that is irreplaceable in her life. However, the angels show me that she still clings to certain internal resistances. It could be pride, fear of vulnerability, or even self-defense against the possibility of not being reciprocated in the way she would like. This person seems to be constantly torn between the desire to break the silence and the uncertainty of how you would react. They wonder if there is still room in your life for them, or if you have already moved on, leaving behind what they are still trying to protect. To her, silence seems like a shield, but it gradually reveals itself as a prison. What the angels want you to understand, dear Alma, is that her silence doesn't mean disinterest. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It is the strength of this feeling that leaves her so paralyzed. She feels that by opening her heart, she would be giving away the most vulnerable part of herself. And yet, at the same time, she feels that by keeping quiet, she is wasting a unique chance. Every day, she tries to push these feelings away, but like waves, they come back even stronger. Dear soul, this person thinks of you at unexpected moments, during the simplest tasks, when they see a place that reminds them of you, or when they hear a song you once shared. Every detail, no matter how small, becomes a reminder that makes them question their own decisions. And although this internal battle is painful, the angels tell you that it is necessary. This process of introspection is helping this person to recognize the value of what they feel, to understand that true love cannot be imprisoned in silence forever. The universe works in silence, and the angels remind you that this time, although distressing, is a period of preparation. They show you that little by little, the fear this person feels begins to give way, and the need to get closer to you becomes more and more inevitable. They know that silence can't be the final answer, and that if they don't do something, they could end up losing you forever. And it is precisely this fear of losing you that makes her reflect and, little by little, gain courage. Dear soul, what the angels ask of you is understanding. They know that this period can be painful, that the absence of concrete answers brings insecurity and doubt. But they also show you that, in this silence, there is a journey of growth for both you and this person. They need this time to understand the magnitude of what they feel, to strengthen their heart, and prepare to take the step they want to take. And you, at the same time, are invited to strengthen your faith and your capacity to love, to understand that true love respects everyone's time and processes. This silence is like a test that the angels ask you to face with serenity. The truth is that by remaining peaceful and confident, you will be creating an atmosphere that inspires you to come out of the silence, to see that it is safe to open up. The angels ask you to remain in your light, because it is this light that will serve as a guide, as a beacon for this person who is lost in their own doubts. Dear soul, spirituality reveals to me that this person is already thinking of ways to get closer, to look for an opportunity to break the silence. They mentally rehearse what they would say, how they would start the conversation, and even prepare themselves in case you don't react in the way they expect. This conflict between fear and courage is constant, but what the angels show is that love is winning little by little. She realizes that she can no longer maintain this emotional distance, and that the only way to find peace is by allowing herself to live fully what she feels. For you, the angels bring a request for trust. They are working on every detail, guiding this person in their awakening, but they also remind you of the importance of living your own life, of not getting caught up in waiting. Trust that what is true always finds its way, and that while you follow your path, this person is being prepared for the moment when they will finally break the silence. Darling, the angels want you to know that you are doing the right thing by continuing to live with serenity and openness. This is your time to grow, to become stronger, to nourish your own soul with everything it deserves. The angels ask you to stand firm, to trust in the process, to live lightly, knowing that what is destined always comes back. Finally, remember that the angels are by your side at all times. They see the tears you've shed, the nights you've missed this person, the doubts that have arisen in your heart. They tell you that none of this is in vain. All this waiting, this silence, is being transformed into something greater, something you can't yet see, but which will reveal itself in due course. This person, who loves you so much in silence, is also facing their own awakening process. And when the time comes, you'll see that everything you've lived through so far, every moment of uncertainty, every day you questioned waiting, will have been a necessary step towards building something lasting and true. The angels whisper that true love is patient, and that by allowing divine time to work, you will be honoring yourself and that special connection. The decision to remain silent, which once seemed safe, is now becoming a weight she carries alone. Although she has never told you this, her silence is also a source of suffering. By keeping her feelings to herself, by choosing not to reveal what she really feels, She finds herself moving further and further away from what she wants, you. And as time goes by, this choice becomes untenable. The angels want you to know that this person is undergoing a process of transformation, and that with each passing day, the desire to break free from this silence grows stronger. They begin to understand that by keeping their distance, they are losing something precious. It's as if the universe is showing her, in small details and coincidences, that you are more than just one person in her life. In every thought, in every memory, she comes face to face with the truth she tries to avoid, that your absence is not a relief, but a pain that grows in silence. The angels reveal that this person often wonders what it would be like if they had the courage to open up, to share what they feel, to admit how much you mean to them. But the courage to take that step doesn't come easily. She's afraid of the consequences, afraid that by revealing her feelings, you've already moved on. This is a constant fear that prevents her from acting, that makes her hesitate at every impulse to get closer. However, what the angels want you to know is that, despite her fear, she feels she can't go on like this. There is a desire inside her for change, a desire to break down this barrier she has created between you. And little by little, she is beginning to accept that she will only find peace when she allows herself to live what she feels, without hiding or repressing it. Dear soul, while this person struggles with their own doubts, the angels are asking you to stand firm. They know that this process of waiting and uncertainty isn't easy, that you often wonder if it's worth it, if this person will ever find the strength to break the silence. But they also want to remind you that by keeping your heart open and at peace, you are creating an energy that inspires them, even from afar. It is this energy of love and understanding that can, in time, give her the security she needs to open up. The angels reveal that, at many times, this person finds themselves fantasizing about what it would be like to share their life with you, what it would be like to set aside silence and live their feelings to the full. They imagine conversations, meetings, and even simple but meaningful moments. These fantasies keep her connected to you, reminding her that what she feels is something true and deep. Every time she tries to pull away, these images bring her back, making her realize that, deep down, you are an essential part of her path. Dear soul, for you, the angels bring a special request of trust. They ask you to continue living your life to the full, without letting this waiting consume your peace. They remind you that what is true always finds a way to manifest. This person is facing a personal journey, and although they are not yet ready to open up, silence is part of the process that will lead them to you when the time is right. This silence, although painful, is allowing them to get to know themselves better, to understand the depth of what they feel, and the value of having someone like you in their life. The angels show you that this wait is not in vain. She is preparing herself, albeit unconsciously, for the day when she will finally be able to express what she holds in her heart. And when that day comes, you will see that every moment of doubt, every moment of uncertainty will have served to strengthen the connection between you. Darling, the angels want you to know that true love requires patience and trust. They ask you to keep the faith and allow the universe to work, taking care of every detail so that, when the time is right, this person can take the step you so desire. They remind you that your light, your strength, and your serenity are what inspire this person to believe that in the end, they will be able to overcome their fear and live this love. For this person, silence is a learning phase. Every day that she keeps her distance, she feels the weight of your absence, and this makes her question her choices and reevaluate what she really wants. The angels show her that this process of introspection is awakening in her a new understanding, a clarity about what really matters. And little by little, silence stops being a refuge and becomes a barrier that she wants to break down. Dear Alma, what the angels show me is that the love this person feels for you is stronger than the fear that prevents them from getting closer. They already realize that the only way to find peace is to break the silence and let you know how they feel. This is a step that she is still hesitant to take, but which is gradually becoming inevitable. The angels ask you to keep your heart open, to continue in peace and trust, because what is true always finds its way. Your serenity, your love, and your understanding are the strength that inspires you to keep going. Dear Alma, the angels are asking you to continue being this enlightened person who brings peace and love to those around you. They are taking care of every detail, preparing you for the moment when you will finally be able to open your heart and say everything you have always kept secret. And then, dear, The angels want you to know that this waiting, this silence, will be transformed into a profound revelation, into a love that will blossom when the time is right. Trust that the universe is taking care of every detail, that the angels are guiding every step, and that, in the end, you will receive what is rightfully yours. Stay in your light and know that what is true always prevails. The love she feels for you, however much she tries to hide it, is like a flame that refuses to go out. This love warms her and at the same time torments her. In her heart, she knows that something needs to change, that silence and distance no longer bring the security she was looking for, but an ever-deepening emptiness. The angels show you that she is on the verge of a decision, a moment that could change the course of your lives. This person is going through a process of intense self-knowledge, and the angels reveal that she is revisiting every detail, every unspoken word, and every missed opportunity. She wonders how she got to this point, how she managed to let someone like you slip through her fingers. This questioning leads her to a deep introspection, where she finally begins to see the truth. What she feels for you is real and irreplaceable, and the time has come to face it. Dear soul, the angels are asking you to prepare yourself, because this person is getting closer and closer to breaking the silence and opening up. This revelation is a sign of things to come. True love cannot be silenced forever, and what the angels are showing me is that this person is already looking for a way to get closer, to put right what has been lost. They are rehearsing the words they will say, the excuses they will give, and the promises they intend to make so that you will believe in the sincerity of their feelings. Darling, the angels are asking you to listen to this person with an open heart, to allow them to express themselves, and above all, to appreciate the effort they will make to break down their own barriers. But above all, the angels ask you to remember your own value. They want you to know that, regardless of what this person says, you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. The process she is going through is important, but it is also essential that you move on, that you continue to value yourself, and that you never forget your own light. This situation, however complex, does not define who you are. You are much more than someone's silence. The angels show me that in the end, the weight of the regret this person feels will be stronger than the fear of opening up. This regret is actually a healing process, a way for them to recognize their mistakes and learn from them. Dear soul, the angels reveal that by opening up, this person is actually starting a new cycle, a phase where truth and love can flourish. And by listening, you will have the chance to decide what you really want for your life. This is the moment when you can choose what is best for your heart. Darling, it's important for you to know that even with all the words, promises, and confessions, your destiny will still be guided by what your heart truly desires. This person has a lot to say, but the angels are asking you to listen to yourself as well. Ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you want this relationship to be like from now on? This is an opportunity to start again, but also to assess whether this is really the path that makes your heart happy. Sometimes true love is not just about union, but also about liberation. The angels show you that you have the strength to make the right choice, whatever it may be. Dear soul, whatever decision you make, the angels will be by your side, guiding and protecting your path. They ask you to trust your own intuition, because it will be able to discern what is best for you. If this person decides to open up, if they go public with their feelings, it will be a healing moment for both of you. They'll finally be able to share everything they've been keeping secret, and you'll be able to decide whether you want to continue this journey together or whether it's time to go your separate ways. The angels remind you that every choice has its wisdom, and they respect your time and your heart. And so, dear soul, the time has come for you to free yourself from uncertainty and trust in what is deepest and truest. If this person is able to offer you what you really deserve, the angels encourage you to give them a chance, to open up to love, to allow the past to be left behind, and for you to build something new and lasting. But if you realize that she's not yet ready to match your commitment, trust that the universe has something greater in store for you. Darling, the final message from the angels is one of hope and empowerment. They want you to know that, regardless of the outcome, true love and inner peace are always within your reach. This journey has been a lesson, a learning experience that only strengthens your value, and the angels whisper that your future is bright, full of love, whether with this person or another. The most important thing is that you honor yourself and follow your path with the certainty that you deserve a full and true connection. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I await the courage of your love." Share your experiences in the comments. If you liked this video, like it, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching.